is Azahra Aini Latifah, and I'm going to give you some information about few useful topics that I have learned from 2 audio files for English professional lessons. The first audio file that I choose is the one that talks about formations of various mountain ranges around the world. So, when we heard of major mountain ranges, there must be some popular and highest mountain ranges in our minds, such as the Rockies, Himalayas, Alps, and Andes. If we look at the world's map that's showing mountain ranges of the world, the tall mountain ranges of today's world were all formed within the last 100 million years. The Rocky Mountain began forming about 100 million years ago, and today it comprises a 3,300-mile range. The Andes began forming about 65 million years ago through a volcanic activity, which are actually part of the volcanically active ring of fire that encircles the Pacific Ocean. The Andes range is more than 1,000 miles longer than the Rockies. The Alps and the Himalayas were began forming about 80 million years ago from the crashing of major tectonic plates. The last mountain range for this discussion is Appalachians, a mountain range running in the eastern part of North America. These mountains are actually far older than the mountain ranges of Himalayas, the Andes, the Alps, and the Rockies in all probabilities. The Appalachians began forming more than 400 million years ago, and it used to be just as big and majestic. However, over a million years, these mountains have been eroded by the forces of nature and no longer have the impressive height like they used to. For the second audio file, I choose the one that talks about different genres of American literatures. The specific genre that we'll discuss is historical fiction. Historical fiction is a kind of fiction that tries to portray a certain time of historical event while adding or altering the fact to create a storyline. All the historical event is told through the eyes of fictional character, and sometimes the historical facts are altered to improve the storyline. One of the finest examples of historical American fiction is The Little House by Laura Ingalls Wilder. The stories are based on her childhood and adolescence in American Midwest in the 1800s. Laura wants to write a book that she felt appropriate for children. What she did was to leave out events and to alter names that were unpleasant. An example of an event that Laura omitted because it was unpleasant was the life of the fourth Ingalls child, who was a boy named Charles Frederick Ingalls, who died before his first birthday. The life of this child was omitted from the book. Another example shows how Laura changed names of people portrayed in a bad light. Nellie Olson was a character in a book rather than a real person. This character was based on a composite of 2 girls in a Plum Creek, Nellie Owens and Jenny Masters, and Laura didn't want to use the real names of these bothersome girls in her books. From these examples, we can see one of the ways Laura made her stories more appropriate for children was to make her stories a little more pleasant than her life had actually been. In summary, although the Little House books record true historical events as they happen, the series is considered historical fiction rather than autobiography because Laura Wilder omitted events and alternate names to improve the storyline and make her books appropriate for her readers. So that's all the information that I got from the audio files. I hope you have a good day.